Hello, Internet friends. My name is Tim Schrock from Design Build Solutions and bringing you a Tech Tip Tuesday video on adjusting newels and balusters and all that good stuff regarding railings. I got a question by email from a viewer, Andrew, who wants to put a short newel post in between the tall newel posts here that we have shown. I've got, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Got a model kind of set up here showing you this porch deck, if you will, with some posts, and currently this railing is set rail style post to beam here. All right. With the advent of, I believe it was was it 13 or 14, 15, something like that, we can now adjust the position of the posts and add posts to this lineup in the child tools of our railing. So when I select the railing, I can, in my settings, I have to double right click and it pops up this menu. Your settings might have a single right click. And on my toolbars down below, you'll see the same list of edit tools that we can do for that object. In this case, I want to move the newels around. And so I could move the newels over here, and you'll notice that newel here got moved in 3D, right? I can select this and I can, let's see, move newels. Oh, when I click on move newels, I can add a newel as well. So I could add one right there. Okay. I can select. If I zoom in here, I've got that newel that I just added is selected. By my settings, you see that large red square right here, and that's selected, so I can move that one. This small gray square means that newel is not selected, but I can click on it and select it and move that one. Okay, and then I could delete that one right there, and that's gone. Okay, and lastly, I could reset the newels by clicking that 3/4 circle there, and we go back to our default settings. Now, Andrew's question was about how do I add a newel that's halfway in here that's only half height? Well, unfortunately, I cannot. I can't change the height of an individual newel. So I would have to add a newel in here, probably using a 3D polyline, or I could choose something out of my library. If I did that, millwork, I could do columns. Let's add, not a lolly column. Let's add this square column here. Now, if I click on this, that's going to change the newel type into this square column, and maybe I don't want that, so I'm going to undo. And if I were to click on the railing, the balusters would change to that square column. Okay, so I can change the newel posts or the balusters. But what I'm talking about is I would need to add a individual object here, like so. Let's change the size of this. Let's say 6. Let's say 6. Let's say 42. And we're just going to place this. I'm going to center that on the railing right there. So there's a column. An extra post. Now the question then comes up with, how do I deal with this if there's spacing, right? So let's do this. I'm going to go into my plan view and I'm going to draw a construction line in the center of that railing. And instead of 1, 2, 3 newel posts, I want 4 equally spaced, or actually 5, because this one on the end counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to make a copy, and we need 4 copies, and I'm going to drag this construction line over here. Now I'm going to go beyond this and just demonstrate what I'm doing. This last construction line is selected, so I'm going to line that up with the center of this right side wall, and I'm going to select all 5 of these construction lines now. And I'm going to do this align distribute objects right down here at the bottom. And we're not going to move the objects vertically. We are going to move them horizontally to space evenly. And that's where if I wanted 5, that's where my columns would go. So I'm going to take this additional one that I moved, I inserted manually, and I'm going to center that on this line. Then I'm going to select my railing and move my newel manually. Now I cannot center that. Oh yes, I can center that. Control G. I can center that. Select and center on the line, construction line. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 automatically, or not automatically, but evenly spaced. Now, what if I wanted a tall and a short, a tall and a short, a tall and a short, right? So then I might need to open my railing specification and go into my newels and balusters. And okay, so max spacing is grayed out. You know why? Because I've manually adjusted these newels, and so I cannot, it won't go by automatic. So I'm going to have to select that railing and reset the newels. And now I can open them up. Now I can open this up. And there's my max spacing. Let's say I wanted I wanted a tall post every 8 feet and a short post every 4 feet. Now so max spacing is 8 feet according to this setup, okay? But I don't have an equal setting of 8 feet for my newel spacing. So my newel spacing is set up as maximum 8 feet on center. In this case, then I'm going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 centers. So I need 2 more in here. I'm going to copy this over, and I'll copy this one over. And once again, I'm going to select all of these construction lines and do that align distribute space evenly in the horizontally. In this case, you might be spacing something along this line, this right side or left side railing, and you need to move the objects vertically to space evenly. That's fine. Just don't forget to check don't move horizontally when you space vertically here. So space evenly here in my case. Now, look, my newels are already set up centered on these construction lines. So I just need to drop in my short columns in between here. I'm going to, oops, did not mean to do that. And copy one more over here and center on that construction line. So there's my tall, short, tall, short, tall, short, tall. situation. Now you might be asking, okay, so what do we do in the plan view? This doesn't look right. This should be similar to the newels here. I want to see my short newels. Really, it looks like the railing is going over the newels, and that's in plan, and that's not accurate. So that's to do with the draw order. So I'm going to open this railing, and if we go to layer, drawing group 28, the railing's on drawing group 28. So if I select my millwork here and open all three of them and go to my layer here, that's on drawing group 31, which is below 28. So if I put this on drawing group 27 or above, something, a smaller number, which you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 is the highest, 30. Let's see how many drawing groups we've got. 40 is the lowest. You want something above that wall drawing group, which is what the railings are on. So if I just put this on drawing group 27, that doesn't change anything except it just puts it one layer above the drawing group. Now it looks like that railing dies into the post, which it does here, and that's how I would do that. Second question Andrew asked was about the false beam along this left and right side. So what I did was, again, for both of these, I made this rail style post to beam, and then on the attic level up here, I drew an additional wall. Now, Chief, if you have a sloped ceiling, Chief won't build this wall. If you have a flat ceiling, Chief will build the wall up to the front wall here. It won't build beyond that front wall. And so what that does, I drew this wall, and then I drew this wall, and set this wall beyond that front facade to be roof cuts wall at bottom. And using that roof cuts wall at bottom then fills in this little triangle right here. So this is the first wall here. That's this one right there. And then the second one I drew, actually drew it like this, and then changed it to roof cuts wall at bottom, so that when I pull these together, they don't connect as walls. Being that one has a different setting than the other, they don't connect anymore. So that's what would happen if we did a vaulted ceiling up here. I hope this is helpful. If you like this, click like and subscribe. As always, leave a comment or send me an email, and we'll try to get your questions answered. Until next time, I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.